So I went to go see the Bob Marley film One Love last night. And this is one of those things that I really don't know how I feel about it because it was good, but at the same time, I feel like I left from there not really knowing much still about Bob Marley. The story of his life was really vague. Like, they didn't elaborate a lot on his life and the things that he did and certain life experiences that turned him into the person that he was. They ever so gently grazed over his extramarital children that he had. They slid by the financial aspect, so we don't know whether he really got robbed or not. Like, they showed a bit of his experience with the record company and with, booking agent, manager, and he did have an altercation with someone in regards to the finances, but they didn't really let you know whether they really took full advantage of him like they do artists. Because they definitely depicted him as this carefree guy and that, his concern wasn't the financial aspect. He just wanted to make sure that his people got paid. And when you're that type of person, if you're not dealing with a sincere person, they will use that to take advantage. So that was something that I would have liked for them to elaborate on more. The story skips all around. Like, it goes from childhood to like middle age or like teenage to his adult life. So it was kind of confusing watching it switch back and forth. Like, you really had to be keeping up with it. In the beginning of the film, before the movie even starts, his son Ziggy Marley comes on screen and he basically says that he enjoys the movie, that his family, that it's going to be a really good movie or whatever. So I didn't really know what to expect, but because I saw his son in the beginning, I'm like, okay, so if the family approves, because a lot of times the families don't approve, but if the family approves, it should be a good depiction of who the person was. But even though you may approve of it, you still want to cover the information that people would like to know. I would have liked to see more of his generosity because I'm sure he did a lot as far as giving back to his people. If you're going to the theater to see like this deep, serious bio on somebody with a lot of information about the person, you're not going to get that with this. However, I would say go see it if you love music, because when they were recording the songs and performing, the music sounds so good in the movie theater. And I would say that was the selling point for me, because y'all know I love music. But them performing, that was the selling point for me. The guy that played Bob Marley, I think he did a good job. But again, I'm going into it completely blind because I wasn't really too familiar about his story, because, certain things you want to save for a certain point in your life. Like, Bob Marley was before my time, and I will always hear his music in passing, so I knew what his music was about. And, you just don't, I just felt like I wanted to be in a certain peaceful place in my life before I really start getting into his music. And I knew that would come like around my 40s. But after seeing this movie, I still had to like Google and find certain things out that I wanted to know about his background, because, like I said, they kept the story very surface level. So they didn't really give you much. And my last thing would be, I wish the wigs were a little bit better. Like, the dreadlock wigs could have displayed his iconic hairstyles a little better than they did. But I'm a hair girl, so that might not bother a lot of people. But to me, I was looking like, Ah, they could have did better.